What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, fans? Happy end of Olympics Day for most of America. Today we see they pass the torch to LA 28, and so Cleveland in 4 more years the Olympics will take place in American soil once again. Since what Winter Olympics in Utah, Salt Lake City rather, it hasn't taken place, and then further along in 1996, it was in Atlanta, and now 12 years before that, it was 1984 when it was in Los Angeles, and now it returns to Los Angeles, California, for the 2028 Olympics, and we'll see how excited they are to host the Olympics here later on tonight with their concert. But the Olympics, a lot of Olympic talk today, fans. Looking at Team USA men's basketball and how Steph showed his dominance and his shooting prowess to close things out for the Americans. Um, and then we had Team USA women's today. You know, they eked one out, and it's crazy to say they eked one out, Cleveland, when this was their 61st win, consecutive win. It's kind of hard to say they eke one out, but they sure did. Boy, the girl shot a three with with her feet on the line, which and banked it in, so it was a 2 pointer, and Team USA wins by 1 point. Um, and we're gonna talk about the Olympics, man. I told you, Cleveland. I told you. I warned you 2 weeks ago. I, I warned you. Before we get to all that, Cleveland, how are you doing, man? What's the weather like up there in the Northwest?
It's cooled down a tad bit here, Cam. It's we're about 62 and cloudy. It's supposed to get to be about maybe 72 today. So we had been on a little bit of a heater, but it's cooled down today.
Well, I must say it's 83 degrees today here in the land of Bama, South Bama, but it's a 85% humidity. So that 82, yeah, I mean, I'd rather 72. Nonetheless, Cleveland. Well, it's good to have you, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, fans. Thank you guys for tuning in to Voice of the Fans Sunday Special. We only got a few more of these. We only got a few more. Next week I have the music ready for you guys, but we only have a few more of these because toward the end of the month we're gonna have our fantasy football draft. It'll be around about this time. Um, for the Voice of the Fans fantasy football. That's if somebody on the other side of the screen accepts the challenge. Uh, they've been a little
Oh yeah,
slow
no,
on
I've already opted in. If you're talking to me, I've already opted in.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. That's good. That's good to hear. But so we'll have a couple fantasy football drafts, and then it's we only got a couple more shows after that because Sunday specials anyway. Because it's going to be NFL time, so I'm gonna have to get the music queued up so you guys can enjoy the um, NFL on Fox. I mean, I think they have the best what you call it. Let's see what is if Amazon comes up with something special. But right now we have to go back to the dates in NFL on Fox with the precursor, the melodic tones that get you ready for the NFL football. But I warned you. Back to what I warned you about 2 weeks ago. I warned you that this cultural appropriation of Olympic breakdancing was going to be a farce. Didn't I warn you about that? I told you about that, and I didn't see one person come out there with a nylon sweatsuit. I didn't see one person, bring up the board on stage. I didn't see one person have their teammate have a teammate or have somebody in the audience with the boombox. I didn't see it, Cleveland. Did you?
I did not. I'll be perfectly honest. I did not get to see a whole lot of the breakdancing
Well,
performances.
if you saw 30 seconds, you saw all you needed to see. It was absolutely atrocious. They
Who
have
won the
the
gold?
huh?
Do you know who won the gold?
I don't know who won the gold because the men's gold medal anyway was right at the it was happening when the men's Team USA was playing. So that was that gold medal match. I clicked over from the gold medal match to watch the Team USA win the gold out to watch Steph Curry uh beat France in that game. Um Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, those guys, those dudes. I watched I mean, there was another something happened in that game that might have your attention, Cleveland. I don't know. Gershon Yabusele. I mean, he made his. He entered the world stage. He had a particular play. He entered the world stage, and maybe we'll get to that or not. I don't know, but yeah, I watched it. I had to click over, but it was absolutely atrocious. A man in no, I like my Mexican brethren. Don't get me wrong. I love the Mexican culture. Mexican food has to be one of probably my favorite food of all. Um, but the dude from Mexico wins bronze for the Americans. Come on. I mean, I told you, Cleveland, that was going to be a farce to begin with. The cultural appropriation of break dancing, and we don't have no black people. Dude from France. Okay, he's black. There's no question about that. But he's from France. I'm like, come on, get out of here. No, you couldn't get anybody from any of the 5 boroughs in New York City. You couldn't get anybody from the streets of Chicago. You couldn't get anybody from what's the dancing team in Los Angeles, the LA Breakers. You couldn't get anybody from either one of those groups to kick off breakdancing in the Olympics. I mean, you get the school teacher from Australia to put on that farce, and did you see that? Looked like she got fighting with the sheets, doing some of the moves that she was doing. It was absolutely, Cleveland. It was absolutely atrocious, and I warned you guys. I warned you that would happen, Cleveland, and you all know. Let's see what it looks like. Give him a chance. Cleveland. I told you that what that farce would absolutely look like, and I didn't even have to look at the roster. And I'm just, it just pains me that how nobody from all of Olympics Federation Committee couldn't go to New York City, and what the 11 million people they have living in New York City, they couldn't find 6 breakdancers to put on a competition. If you saw, what's my man, Big Daddy Kane on the verses, the breakdancers that he brought out, the old school breakers, they did a better job breakdancing at 40 and 50 years old than these kids did at the Olympics. They could have won the gold. In fact, they could have won the gold, Cleveland. At 40 and 50 years old, they could have won. Big Daddy Kane's dancers could have won the breakdancing competition.
Scoop and Scrap Lover could have went out there. Come on.
At least invite at least invite them to the competition.
Oh no, man. I don't know about that one. I'm not willing to go that far with you. I'm sorry.
I don't think it was Scoop and Scrap on Big Daddy Kane's who was dancing in his video a couple weeks ago, or what was it, last year when he did the verses. I don't think it was Scoop and Scrap, but those guys. Come on, that could have went to LA, man. In any other any city in Los Angeles, Long Beach, Watts, Compton, LA proper, South Central. They could have found. Come on, you guys. Shame on the Olympics. Shame on the Olympics. And I mean, I kind of hate to see it go. They've already announced that it's discontinued. It's already been announced that it's discontinued. I kind of hate to see it go. At least the Americans, we could have did it some justice. It's how it slipped into the France's competition is beyond me. At least Americans could have did it some justice, man. But I told you that was cultural appropriation at its finest, and shame on the Olympic Committee for not going to the birthplace of breakdancing, the birthplace of the hip hop culture, America, to find somebody just to compete. I mean, we could have competed and made it look good, if nothing else. Shame on the Olympic Committee for that. So Cleveland, that that was one story. I just couldn't wait to get it off my chest, Cleveland. We have Team USA, obviously. They don't lose a game. It took a phenomenal shooting performance by Steph Curry in the semifinal games and in the final games, to bring home the gold. And I mean, is there any question? Mark Jackson had it correct, right? Best shooter on earth that we've seen. Is there any question that Steph Curry is unequivocally the best shooter who's graced the floor of a basketball court?
No question. I mean, it's a close competition, but I do believe that he's the best shooter we've ever seen.
I don't know. That's a close competition, Cleveland. And I think does his Steph Curry performance not only in the gold medal game, but in the prior game, does that elevate Steph Curry or give credence to the argument that he's been the most influential player in American basketball? I hate to say it. I'm not even going to limit to American basketball. Has he been the most influential player to put on a pair of sneakers and shoot jumpers on a court?
I don't know if that adds to the conversation.
You don't think so?
No, not necessarily. I think it's great for him to have on his resume. I think that everything that he had accomplished prior to playing in the Olympics was, pretty much put him in that stratosphere. But I don't think that this validates his career or legacy any more than it did previously.
No, I didn't say. See, don't get my words switched up. I didn't say it validates his career at all. It's kind of crazy to think that Steph Curry, this is his first Olympic gold medal. That's wild to think in one aspect. But I didn't say it validated his career. My question was, does this cement him as the most influential basketball player to lace him up?
And my answer was no. I don't think it cements anything. I don't think it adds that much to it. No.
You don't think what Steph Curry did in the gold medal game and in the semifinal games adds much to his career?
No, he just did it on a different stage. I mean, it's not the same.
He did it on a world. I mean, we're going to get to Noah Lyles here in a moment. And Noah Lyles saying that the NBA is, I think we had this conversation on Wednesday night. What you think of Noah Lyles and is his comment? Does you thought, correct me if I'm wrong, you were saying you agreed with Noah Lyles. They're saying the American in the NBA, they're not the world's champions because they only play teams that's in the NBA, regardless of the fact that the best players play in the NBA. The best player from France, from Germany, from Yugoslavia, from Greece, all of them are trying to get to the NBA. Somehow that doesn't make them make that the best talent in the world.
Let's try this from a slightly different perspective.
Uh-huh.
You just saw USA basketball barely win the gold medal, right? Barely win the gold medal. The Boston Celtics would not have won the gold medal. First and foremost, they wouldn't have Al Horford and they wouldn't have Kristaps Porzingis on their team.
Well, so now you're taking away that's not the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, it is because
So you're just saying now the Americans that play on Boston Celtics wouldn't have won. Okay, we'll say that. Don't Boston Celtics include Al Horford and
I tell you what, you can even leave those guys on there. They still wouldn't have won the gold medal.
I'm not so quick to say that. There was one dude who did the NBA MVP. The Finals MVP didn't play for Team USA.
Before I continue to go even further into USA basketball, the Boston Celtics wouldn't have won that.
I don't know if I agree with that, Cleveland. The Boston Celtics wouldn't have beat Greece, who they wouldn't have beat Nick Batum. They wouldn't have beat the backcourt.
They would not have beaten Serbia. they would have been France in the finals. They would not have beaten France.
Cleveland. Yesterday in the game against France, the France's backcourt went 0 for 8. And I think it was 0 for 3 from deep. Boston Celtics is beating that team yesterday with Nick Batum. What do you think? Nick Batum was going to scare Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? I mean, Jason Tatum's mom wouldn't have to send a message to Steve Kerr to get his son some playing time. He would have been playing the whole time.
And Steve Kerr would have responded, "Well, your son, needs to do something to deserve more playing
time." You mentioned Derek White. You saw how solid Derek White is.
Celtics White, you can keep going round and round about this. Celtics wouldn't have won the gold medal.
Serbia would have been a tougher out, but they would have beat France yesterday. And your boy Victor Wembanyama looking like a scared puppy out there. Like he didn't know what to do. I mean, it's good, and everybody. There's no question how good Victor is today, but even in the future, what he's going to become. Yesterday against Team USA, he looked like a scared puppy. He didn't. I mean, you'd have to admit that. I mean, he looked kind of shook out there a lot yesterday. And we're not going to hold it against him. He's 20 years old playing against a 39-year-old LeBron, 37-year-old KD, 35-year-old Steph Curry. I mean, they're supposed to handle him pretty easily, which they did. I mean, Victor. I mean, he in LA 28. Victor's going to look much different, but Serbia had a better chance of beating. Had a better chance of beating the Boston Celtics, but Serbia, even in that game, I mean, they started off shooting 8 for 12 in the first quarter. They didn't hit a 3-pointer in the fourth quarter of that game. I mean, they almost choked that game away because they had a chance to win, but I think the moment got too big for them where they couldn't beat the vaunted Team USA. So they had their opportunity, but I don't know that against Boston Celtics. I mean, come on now. I mean, that's a stretch. But okay, continue down your Team USA rant here since you got something against Team USA.
No, this is just the last, the end of the road. You can already see it that in 2028, this team is going to have a hard time medaling, much less winning the gold medal.
They're going to have a hard time on their home turf. They're gonna have a hard time. What do you think? You got the Americans losing in America?
So
the gold medal?
So from this team, they won't have LeBron, they won't have Steph, and they won't have KD. Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid will be old. That was their 5 best players. When you start looking at who is going to replace that type of productivity, and you start looking at guys like your boy Ja Morant, Paulo, Chet.
You haven't mentioned the guy down there in New Orleans. You haven't mentioned that guy in New Orleans, the one named dude. In 4 years, you don't think he's going to be Zion Williamson? You don't think Zion Williamson?
Zion is not built for international play. You'd probably be better off taking Karl Anthony Towns than Zion Williamson.
Okay, but Karl Anthony Towns' teammate, you don't think he's going to be ready to lead the team to victory? You don't think Karl Anthony Towns?
He didn't look good. He didn't look good. He was very turnover prone and didn't look very comfortable with the basketball in some of those situations. So no, he's not ready to take that leap. So the subtraction is alarming. Given what it's going to be replenished with, they're in serious.
I mean, you sound like everybody when Jordan retired. There's nobody to replace him. Who's going to take his spot? There's going to be a gaping hole in the NBA.
Yeah, and there was, and then he came back.
I say Akeem Olajuwon winning back-to-back finals kind of cleared that right up, and no problem.
No, it didn't. But that's not nearly as dramatic as losing Steph, KD, and LeBron all at once.
I think in 4 years there'll be enough players to adequately
Who?
replace us.
Who are you talking about? That's what I just said. When you look around, look who's going to be replacing that productivity.
And I just gave you Anthony Edwards will be ready. Job Moran will be nice and cleaned up by then. He'll be ready. What's your guy? The rookie coming out. Who's everybody clamoring for right now?
Cooper Flag. So is what
yeah. We're looking 4 year. You're looking 4 years down the line. Donovan Klingon will be right there doing what Anthony Davis has done.
American?
Donovan Klingon? Yeah, he can right there in Rhode Island.
I don't think he'll be playing for America.
That's an example.
But even then, do you see how far you're reaching? And when I just said they're going to be losing LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, and you're talking me to death about Cooper Flag and who else?
We'll see, Cleveland. Now all of a sudden, Cleveland hating on America. I mean, are you moving out the country? You're gonna have to move out the country with this philosophy.
I'm scared for USA basketball. I'm not sure they're going to medal in Los Angeles in front of everybody.
In front of the world, they're not going to medal at home. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Now I mean, I don't know, no telling who our president would be at that point, but you know how Americans are kind of a shift the rules a little bit just to make sure we get a medal.
I mean, what are you going to do? Shifting to where? And then I'm not again. Okay, so like you said, Victor is going to be 4 years better. The 1 and 2 pick in the draft this year didn't even play on that team. They're going to be on that team. Are you sure that we're going to beat France?
I mean,
Joker's not going anywhere. Are you sure we're going to be safe?
Joker will be old by that. Joker will be old by that time. Halliburton didn't see the court. Jaylen Brown didn't see. Jaylen Brown wasn't even invited on the team. Jaylen Brown wasn't even invited on the team. So I mean, America would be fine. Cut it out.
No, man, you need to go find the panic button right now because there's nothing coming down the pipeline.
Cut it out. You're now. You need to get off the panic button. It sounds like you already.
How am I going to get off the panic button when the best players on the court were LeBron, Steph, and KD? They will not be there.
I mean,
and
okay.
The next best player was Anthony Davis, and he probably won't be there. And the next best player after that was Joel, and he probably won't be there.
Joel wasn't the next best player.
Yes, he was the 5th best player on that team.
No, nobody.
Who would you say was the 5th best player on that team?
Jalen Brunson didn't. Jalen Brunson wasn't there. Tyrese Maxey wasn't allowed to play.
Jalen Brunson's gonna come save us.
I mean, I'm just naming guys who wasn't there.
Replacement. We're gonna replace Steph Curry with Jalen Brunson.
Well, you taking shots at Jalen Brunson? Cade Cunningham. Will Cade Cunningham be ready by that time?
No.
Paulo Banchero, will he be ready?
He'll be ready to be on the team, yeah.
But he's not going to make no noise. Is that what you're?
I'm saying again, we're losing LeBron, KD, and Steph.
Well, right, yeah. You keep harping on these guys. These guys are already old this year, though, right?
But they absolutely carried USA basketball. Carried them.
Okay, so was that Steve Kerr fault for not letting these young guys get
absolutely not. If those young guys would have played, they would have lost.
Is Jaime Jaquez, is he American and he's ready to go? Is Brandon Miller, will he be ready to go? I mean, Keegan Murray, you got De'Aaron Fox. Who's going to be?
Want you to take my finger off the panic button, and are you listening to the list that you're reading?
I'm just saying.
Out loud? What are you talking about?
Cleveland, of course, you're mentioning NBA are legends of the game.
Right.
Guys have won
USA basketball through the entire tournament.
I'm not as fearful as the Team USA
and open your eyes. In late 2028. Open your eyes.
Oh boy. Okay. I mean, Hey, I'm not as fearful as that moment as you are. Who knows? Steph can come back and shoot him down again. He was only 1-1. What is Steph 36? Why can't he come and shoot a few more jumpers? I mean, KD, oh, he stood out there and wait for the ball to come to him, and he timely jumpers, right? Why can't he do that some more? Why can't he do that one more time? He is an all time Team USA leading scorer, right? Why can't he? Why can't he come? Why can't he come back and do that?
4 years now. Okay.
I'm just saying. Did he do more than shoot jumpers, KD?
Yeah, you saw when they tried to throw him that alley oop and he couldn't jump. You saw that, right? I was like, uh-oh. He has no spring left. He's 6'11" and can't catch an alley oop. Whoa, uh-oh.
Your guy Devin Booker. I mean, he
finally started to come around a little bit, but not enough to carry Team USA.
No, I agree. But if he's on the team, he can kind of coach and inspire some of these young cats. You don't think so?
Not enough to win a gold medal, no.
Cleveland he got the panic meter out, the panic button out. That's a question we're gonna have to ask you, fans. What do you guys think? Can Team USA men's Cleveland? I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna ask, can they win a gold? Cleveland saying they may not medal at home in Los Angeles, which is, come on, absolutely.
Okay, so again, like you're saying, so because they can kind of, you can't even do that. I was about to say they might change like who they play, but you can't do that. That's predetermined by other things. So they can't like run up the score or anything and get their seating higher. It's based on what it is. So no.
Yeah, there'll be some rule changes. They're not gonna be eliminated from medaling. I assure you of that. Regardless of what the changes are. I mean, the Olympic Committee will come together like they did not come together to get some breakdancers from Los Angeles and Brooklyn in this year's competition. They will come together to ensure that the USA team is in that.
The problem is there's nowhere to go and get anybody. That's the problem. Go and get who from where?
All of a sudden, who knows? All of a sudden, by then, Giannis will have his dual citizenship and can choose to play. I mean, how the heck is Joel Embiid playing for America? Hey, come on! But all of a sudden, Giannis will have his dual citizenship and bring Thanasis with him. And when Thanasis in an Olympic jersey just goes bananas. So who knows there's a lot that can happen, Cleveland. There's a lot that can be swayed. All of a sudden, Giannis is wearing Team USA because he's been in a country for half his life. That might be the turning point. A few dollars for Giannis to wear the Olympic. Nike's up to Nike do a lot of stuff to win, right? To promote their brand, Nike will do a lot of stuff like hiding videos and purchasing players to put in their uniform. Nike do some strange things. Now you don't act like that's unheard of.
I'm not saying that,
Cam. So we don't actually know who will be on this team.
Weird stuff like that. And even then, you lost LeBron, KD, and Steph.
Again, if you replace
the replacements are not
if
good.
We get 2028 Giannis, and there'll be some shooter to come out of nowhere. We get that
come out of nowhere.
Yeah, hey, there'll be somebody.
Listen to you, man.
I'm saying you're trying to slam the door and say America is done, and I'm telling you, not quite. So hold your horses.
You're talking like global warming isn't a thing. You're speaking like from that perspective.
No, I'm telling you to hold your horses because America is a resourceful country. And you've seen the stuff that America and corporations like Nike, you see what they'll do, what they can do to make sure they elevate their brand. You see that. And I don't have to tell you some of the work that they've done.
There's nowhere to go.
Okay.
To find this person.
Okay. I mean, but to your point, there's
already been here.
To your point, there's going to be more than one person. They're replacing more than one person. So I think that's some the most valid part of your argument is they are replacing 5 championships with LeBron or 4 championships with LeBron, 5 championships, 6 championships between Steph and KD. Um, how many MVPs? I mean, I feel that point, but again, there'll be plenty Americans to step in and plenty Americans to step in and lead America to gold medal, Cleveland.
You're just scaring me even more the more that you're saying this. No one else on that team was even a champion other than the 2 Celtics.
Okay, is that a problem?
And Anthony Davis.
You left, and your Finals MVP was left off the team. You heard Kyrie say. You heard Kyrie say. Kyrie say earlier in the process, "I wish we'd have had tryouts like we had before." Who knows? Kyrie might want to come back, and once Kyrie puts on that team,
won't that be good for the harmony of the team? Have Kyrie Irving on it.
Wow! Now you're taking shots at Kyrie, huh?
Yeah. He's not going to say basketball material.
I'm surprised you're not willing to elevate Steph as his influence on the game, Cleveland, because everybody since Steph Curry's been taking these 3-pointers and shooting down the rest of the NBA, everybody in every court, what they go to first, as soon as they touch the court, is they go to shooting threes. How deep can they shoot a 3? There's now, instead of the layup line, there's a 3-point shot at the half court line. That's because of Steph. Like, that's the influence he's had on the game. Everybody can't fly through the air like Michael Jordan did. Everybody's not 6'8", 270 and can run over players like LeBron has done for 17 years of his career. But everybody who hits the court can shoot jumpers, or at least try to. Obviously, Steph is one of a kind. Most people who can try to get out there and shoot jumpers. You've seen that from NBA to high school to SYO to the boys club to these summer leagues. These kids, you've seen kids do that. How is that not the biggest influence on the game?
I mean, I hear your point. I just don't think that the gold medal adds to that in any way.
That's been. You say you don't think it adds to it in any way, and it's not just a gold medal. I'm speaking of Cleveland. I'm speaking about how he kept Team USA in the game against Spain, or no, excuse me, against Serbia, and then against France. How he closed the game out against France. It's not just what he did. It's just not obtaining the gold medal. It's how he obtained the gold medal. And you don't.
So it sounds like your argument is because he was doing it in the Olympics, and this is more of a world stage that more people in the world will start to emulate the way that Steph Curry plays. Is that
most people are already familiar with his game. Most basketball fans, if you're a basketball fan, you're probably familiar with Steph Curry and his game and what he's done. But yes, because he's done it on a world stage, that elevates it just a little bit more, I would say. I would think more people watch an Olympics than watch NBA Finals. So, yes, that elevates it. And I don't see how you don't agree with that.
No, I mean, the more I think about it, sure. If more people got a chance to see what Steph Curry is capable of doing, and he did it on the biggest stage and the most dramatic of ways, then yeah, I suppose it increases his influence on the game.
Oh, reluctant. That was a reluctant response if I ever heard one. My goodness gracious.
It's a complete crap.
That's what he thinks of that. Sha'Carri winning silver in the gold medal, Cleveland. She came back and anchored the ladies 4x1. What do you think of Sha'Carri's performance in in the Olympics the past week.
So her winning silver in the 100. I was pretty down on that, considering all the buildup and the talk going into it. But I do think that she vindicated herself in the 4x1.
Oh, look at that! Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this guy coming around.
Yeah, so it somewhat evens it out. So I would say not the fanfare that we were expecting, but it wasn't bad.
I mean, the girl goes from being eliminated in the Olympics 3 years ago to winning a silver medal. I mean, you're down on her for winning a silver medal?
Well, there was no Jamaican sprinters in the 100-meter final, and she very much should have won that one. I feel like the silver was a disappointment there, and I feel like the 4x1 kind of evens it out, so to speak. Okay. But it wouldn't. It's not a disappointment. Let's put it like that.
So if you think Sha'Carri winning the silver in the 100 medal is a disappointment, what do you think about the dude winning the bronze in the 200?
No, that was much more heroic, considering that he did it with a fever of 100.
How was that much more? How is winning the bronze much more heroic?
And what I'm saying here is that he had a fever of 102 and he had COVID. Still ran a sub 200.
If Patrick Mahomes suits up and they say he has a fever of 102.
Remember they lost that game, right? Remember that weird game? Because I lost money on it because I didn't know he was sick. So I clearly remember it. He didn't win that game. And he didn't have COVID. He had the flu.
Did you cut him some slack because he had a fever of 102?
I did.
Or did you say you stood up, you should be yourself, you're supposed to win, you're supposed to perform if you put on the uniform? I tell you what, when Michael Jordan in the infamous flu game suits up.
That's a team sport. I mean, Here we go. What are we talking about here?
Here we go. The most famous game ever. I mean, when I think he willed his team to victory by suiting up against the Utah Jazz, and you're going to say that's a team sport.
It is a team sport.
Patrick Mahomes plays a team sport too. Did you ding him for playing in his? You just said, "Oh, he lost me money on the game." You didn't say team sport in that situation.
I also didn't say, wow, why didn't he come out and throw 3 touchdowns like he normally does? Oh, because he had the flu. Oh, okay. I get that.
3 days earlier, he wins the gold medal in the 100 by, photo finish. I don't think we've ever seen a photo finish in that race before. Then he comes out, they announce his name, he comes out doing his dance and running around and jumping and high-fiving and showing the audience that he's here to play. He runs and loses, and then he comes out with the, I got COVID excuse. Come on, Cleveland. What a farce that was.
Okay. Well, no, I know how you feel about these things, Cameron.
I mean, no, seriously. Why are you running around, jumping around at the announcements, running all the 7 of the other competitors, when they call their name, they went right out to the starting blocks. Nobody ran across all 8 lanes, kind of do a triple jump across 8 lanes and then dance all the way to the blocks. Nobody else did that, Cleveland. And then nobody else got smoked and came in 3rd place and then said, I got COVID afterwards.
Nope, no one else did that.
So why are you accepting that excuse, Cleveland?
It's not an excuse, Cameron. It's what happened. He had COVID. He had a fever, and still ran a sub 200. No, he didn't win the gold. Is his legacy in jeopardy? Well, of course it is. He's never won the gold in his signature event, so he's not who he's
not who we thought. Go ahead and say it. He's not who we thought he was. He's not who we thought he was. Go ahead and say it.
It's not who we thought he was. It's not who he said he was. Now,
even better, even worse.
Now, are there circumstances, associated with that? Well, for sure. Will history look back and say, well, the reason he didn't win? No, history's going to say he didn't win.
Well,
for whatever reason.
Yeah, there you go. Ding, 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 ding. So, Cleveland, a few weeks ago, we started a segment on the show. Talk about moments in sports. And with this Olympics just wrapping up, Cleveland, got some moments I want to bring to your attention, Cleveland. And I want to see if we can gauge your feedback on the most memorable moments, Cleveland. Was the most memorable moments this one here? Sha'Carri, as you say, she vindicated herself, looking over at her opponents. That was a pretty cool moment, right? Would you say?
Cool moment.
Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. Visibility. Was that a cool moment, Cleveland?
Cool moment.
Was that which is better? That one or this one? Which moment was better? A or B? A or B?
I'm gonna go with A.
Better than Steph putting them to sleep in the gold medal game, putting France to sleep. A.
If you're asking me my opinion, it would be A. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Better moment. Gershon from the deep view. Let me help you out, Cleveland. You see KD looking in awe. You see Booker surprised. Or Gershon up close, Cleveland. A or B? B or A, Cleveland? Which was a better moment, Cleveland?
I'm gonna go with B.
Have we seen MJ in a moment like this, Cleveland?
Not since Allen Iverson crossed him over.
He wasn't hit the floor. He wasn't playing Twister. He wasn't playing Twister over in France like this, was he?
I haven't gone through all of the footage of Jordan plays over the annals of time, and I'm sure he's erased them anyways, or purchased the rights to them so no one would ever see him. So
Nike can't get a hold of this one. Nike can't get a hold of this one, though. Boy, you guys got to wear this one. You guys got to wear that one, Cleveland.
Well, I mean, it was a charge. So.
Here we go. Now it was a charge.
It was. They didn't call it.
Huh?
They didn't call it. It's a charge.
That wasn't no charge. You cut that out. He went up and over your boy right there. And no charge. Your guy wasn't even set. He's trying to take the. He's trying to flop.
You see, he's set right there, right?
No, I see him flopping right there. That's what I see. Leg back. His legs are set. 1 foot is off the ground. He's looking for the landing already. Well, your boy Yabusele was up in the air over top of him. Almost gave him these nuts.
Cam, and kudos to you for digging deep and hard and setting that up for everybody to see. That was really kind of shows the depth of your pettiness. So
we've been doing this is a moment in time. We've been talking about moments in time all summer long. Now all of a sudden I'm petty because I'm pointing out moments in time. Yeah. Olympic moments. Okay. We'll take that. We'll take that. Cleveland, we got NFL preseason games. Now I know you don't put a lot of stock in the preseason game. But did you happen to watch your Seahawks yesterday in preseason playing the Chargers?
I did watch that game. I was curious to see how the Grubb offense looked. I was curious to see what the young defense looked like, and I was impressed on both of those coins.
On both accounts?
Yeah.
Okay, so No, Gino. Gino didn't play yesterday, right? So
No, Gino, just Sam Howell and PJ Walker.
what you like of Sam Howell?
I thought we were going to get more. I was excited when we traded for him. I'm like, okay, give him a fresh start, new environment, that kind of thing. But no, he still just looks like Sam Howell.
Is PJ Walker ready to take the next step?
No.
Oh, so there's a good competition for second place then, huh?
Not really. I think Sam Howell has done enough to warrant the backup role. I don't think PJ Walker is going to outshine him by any stretch for that. But yeah, quarterback is still a concern.
Well, the second string quarterback because they got Gino to start. They got Gino. They'd be fine with Gino.
Yeah, I notice how you keep hyping up Gino. Okay.
I mean, Gino's cool. I don't know why you hating on Gino. Gino's cool. He showed he's in his veteran state that he's ready to lead a team. And can the guys come around him, help him out? I mean, too bad they didn't get a running back. But Walker, they still have Walker. We'll see what their receiving core is. If Jackson Smith and Jigma is ready to take the next step. If DK can stop swinging helmets on players, on teammates, we'll see if that makes a difference. He gets kind of frustrated and feisty out there. So can he channel that energy out there? And, is he ready to catch more than 60 passes a year? What do you think?
In this offense, definitely so. So, we got to see quite a bit of that. I like the tempo. I like the pace of it. Definitely look familiar, being as I've, watched this offense the last 2 years at the University of Washington. Obviously not with the same level of talent, but, the offense is still something that I'm excited about. About Gino running it, not so much. Not quite sure where we're going to get our next quarterback from.
Well, who ran that offense at University of Washington for Grubb?
Michael Penix Jr. ran that offense at the University of Washington.
Did you see what he's able to do? Did you see any of his action in Atlanta? I mean, they played the Dolphins, and the Dolphins with their third stringers stink. So,
I heard he played okay. I didn't actually get to see any of the highlights from his game though.
Okay, yeah, it's early. What about your guy Caleb? Did you see what Caleb was able to do? I think he was 2 for 4, just completed a couple of screen passes.
No, I heard more like 4 for 7, almost 100 yards, and I heard his receivers raving about him. So, yeah.
Oh, so you're excited about Caleb now? Well, not now, but I mean, did that give you play up? I think you're over exaggerating with his particularism, but do you still feel confident that he'll have a better season than Jordan Love and Jared Goff?
I do feel confident that he'll have a better season than Jared Goff. The Jordan Love thing, we'll see.
You're ridiculous. A rookie is going to outperform a quarterback who's went to 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl. Cut it. I don't know what's on that team to make you feeling that way.
Lots of offensive weapons and arm talent of Caleb Williams.
Rome didn't play. I mean, they do. I mean, they have weapons. There's no argument. There's no argument there. They have weapons, but he's a rookie. He's a rookie in this league, and this league isn't favorable to rookies. Well, I guess coming off of C.J. Stroud, you're under some impression that rookies always do that. Like that's always what they do.
No, I'm not. Most of the times, rookies struggle.
Unless you're Justin Herbert, actually.
I keep hearing things about Daniels over there in Washington. I'm still not a believer. Drake May, still not a believer. Keep hearing things about Bo Nix, still not a believer.
Drake May, I didn't realize Milroe was drafted in the 6th round, and I'm hearing more positive stuff about Milroe out of Alabama. He was a running back in college, but I'm hearing more about him in Alabama doing good stuff in New England than your guy Drake May. And Jaden Daniels, yeah, you better not sleep on Daniels. You better not sleep on Daniels. Or the rest of the NFC shouldn't sleep on Daniels. So I think
not a believer just yet.
What don't you believe in? You don't believe in his arm talent, his running ability, his ability to lead a team. Didn't he win the Heisman?
Sure did.
So when we talk about Caleb Williams, he won a Heisman.
Well, I mean, Bryce Young won a Heisman too. So how's that working?
No. When we talk about Caleb Williams, that's one of the things that you want to throw out there quickly. Is he won? He's the Heisman Trophy winner. That's what you want to throw out there. But I don't think I don't
recall ever throwing winning the Heisman Trophy out there about anything. It's a college award.
Did Caleb Williams, did he win or get his team to a college football playoff game?
No.
So what is all the excitement about?
His arm.
He hasn't gotten his team. He hasn't gotten his team. The University of Southern California Trojans, might I add. We're not talking about San Diego State Aztecs. We're not talking about the Utah Utes. We're talking about the University of Southern California Trojans, led by Caleb Williams, did not make a playoff game. But we're supposed to be I'm supposed to believe this is the next coming.
The more I think about it, did he get Oklahoma to a playoff? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I remember him running away from Oklahoma because his coach left and he wanted to go be with his coach.
Yeah, which you hold against him, apparently. You're not supposed to do that kind of stuff. You're just supposed to take it if you have to, right?
I mean, didn't you
rub some dirt on it, toughen up?
I mean, didn't when your guy got benched, at least he got benched and said, I'm gonna go do this elsewhere. Jalen Hurts, didn't he go win a Heisman with that coach over there?
No.
Who did Jalen? He didn't go win a Heisman at Oklahoma. You sure about that? Hurts. But no, I mean, come on, people. I don't know what the hype is about. We're supposed to be all in awe of somebody who didn't get the university. Again, we're not talking about the Utah Utes, man. You're not talking about the Oregon Ducks. We're not talking about the Idaho Vandals. We're talking about the University of Southern California Trojans, who has a steep history of having talent on the field, and they don't get to a college football playoff game.
They didn't.
This is what I'm supposed to be excited about. I'm supposed to be over and all saying that this guy's going to lead a team to the playoffs in the first year. He's going to have a better career or better season.
If it's too soon for you, I understand, but that's what's going to happen. Yeah,
he's gonna. You're putting your stock in this dude who, again, at the university. We're not talking about the University of Pittsburgh, the University of Rhode Island. We're not talking about the University of Central Florida. We're talking about a school who already has 6 Heisman Trophy winners by the time he got there. You want to say that he is going to lead his team into an NFL playoff game over a guy who's been to NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl already? Come on, man. I think your expectations are a little lofty. I think your expectations.
Well,
I mean, do you have something on that? You got something on that? You got something on that?
Camp's not over.
Huh?
Training camp's not over.
Okay, so what is he going to learn? What is he going to learn in 3 weeks, Cleveland, to make him more ready to get his team into the playoff game?
It's all about attrition. It's all about, who they keep, who they cut. But as of right now, yeah, they're a playoff team, which is more than I could say for the team that I watched. The Seahawks beat up yesterday. The Chargers. I'm a little concerned about them making the playoffs.
I'm not sure who had them in the playoffs. I'm not sure. I didn't have them in the playoffs.
You and Eric both had them in the playoffs.
I'm sorry?
You and Eric both had them in the playoffs.
I don't think I had them in the playoffs.
Oh, okay. So you're completely turning your back on another quarterback. Boy, you'll throw a quarterback under the bus in a minute, boy. Woo. You will throw your quarterback under the bus in a minute.
No, I don't think I had them. I don't think I had them in the playoffs.
Okay.
I had them competing for a playoff spot.
So you're turning your back on one of the top young quarterbacks in this league, right?
No,
You've been riding with him. What happened? What changed?
I mean, they play in the division number 1 with the best quarterback.
They've been doing that. They've been doing that.
Yeah, that's number 1.
But I mean that's not a new thing. They've been doing that the entire time.
And then what do you like to say, Kimo? What's the point that you like to make? He can't throw the ball to himself. I'm not sure about their wide receiving core. I don't think Ladd McConkey. It something just feels kind of slimy putting the hopes in Ladd McConkey to change the fortunes around for this Chargers offense. I don't see it. And your boy number 1, and your guy again. I don't think he's your guy. I'm not gonna put that on you. But Harbaugh likes to run the ball. And with that being said, he's going to take the ball out of Herbert's hands more often than we've anticipated, and that's a smart move because he doesn't have any. Herbert doesn't have any receivers to throw to, so I'm totally okay with that.
So you're turning your back on him because he doesn't have any receivers to throw to.
He can't throw the ball to himself, Cleveland. That's one of your favorite phrases. I don't.
When I say that, I'm always actually referring to a wide receiver that needs a quarterback, not a quarterback that doesn't have receivers. That's in reverse.
So it's a chicken and egg thing, Cleveland.
No, not really. Because if you have a good quarterback, I mean, we've seen Aaron Rodgers do it with receivers. They just keep recycling them.
We seen Aaron Rodgers do that. What's the last time Aaron Rodgers had
Jordy Nelson? Then it was Cobb. Then it was Devontae. Then it was Stanley. I mean, he just it's the quarterback, right? Patrick Mahomes and the who are you don't even know who his receivers are. He didn't have any problem getting to the Super Bowl, but you want to turn your back on Herbert because his number 1 target might be Ladd McConkey. I mean, if he was good enough, he'd turn Ladd McConkey into a Pro Bowler.
Oh wow! Is that where we're going with this?
Kurt Warner. He did a great show on turf and went over there to Arizona.
Remind me who Kurt Warner was throwing to with the greatest show on turf. Remind me, just name 2 to 3 receivers.
People that you never heard of before.
Oh, you didn't? Nobody heard of Torrey Holt? Nobody heard of him?
No, he was not a household name for.
You're crazy. Nobody heard of Isaac Bruce?
No, not till Kurt started throwing to him.
Clearly, you didn't. You didn't watch NFL. The only person you may not have heard of was Azakim, and that's because he was a rookie. He'd been in the league for 1 year. For 3 months before Kurt Warner.
My point is,
and then he went to Arizona and threw to who? Who did he throw to?
Santonio Holmes? No, wait, who was that? I'm sorry, that wasn't him. Anquan Bolden.
Shame on you.
To the Anquan.
Shame on you. Anquan Bolden wasn't a joke. You knew Anquan Bolden in Florida State. So don't act like that. But he wasn't.
My point is here, Cam, and you're getting way off topic here. You usually don't turn your back on a quarterback because of the receivers that he has. Usually, you give a receiver a break if he has a horrible quarterback throwing to him.
Yeah, you give Justin Jefferson a break because he has J.J. McCarthy throwing it to him this season, and
right.
Sam Darnold. Yeah, Justin Jefferson gets a break. Yes,
Break.
yes.
But not the other way around. You just throw it to open receivers.
So are you telling me with this logic,
I'm not on the Herbert bandwagon.
No. With this logic that you have, Geno Smith should have a Pro Bowl season because he's throwing to DK Metcalf, Jackson and Smith and Jigba, and Tyler Rocket. According to your logic right here, the logic that you're trying to implore or that you're trying to get fans to espouse on me, Geno Smith should have a Pro Bowl season because he has this awesome trio of receivers. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Let's try this a different way. If Justin Herbert was the quarterback of the Seahawks, they'd win the Super Bowl.
They could win the Super Bowl. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So in all actuality, you like Justin Herbert. If that's what I'm to believe, or that's what I hear from that statement.
No,
right
there. I'm saying he's a much better arm talent than Geno Smith. My point is it's in your nature to turn your back on quarterbacks that don't produce the way that you think that they should.
Not at all.
Because you've been on the Herbert bandwagon this entire time.
And I'm not jumping off the Herbert bandwagon. What I'm pointing out is that Herbert, his receiving core is suspect. That's what I'm pointing out. That his receiving core is suspect. And if you can't catch the ball, if you're counting on Ladd McConkey, for goodness sake, if all the buzz around training camp is that Ladd McConkey is going to be a game changer, they're in trouble. This is the NFL. This isn't the SEC. They're in trouble if they're counting on Ladd McConkey to be the difference maker. Hey, Cleveland, you trying to change
Cam. Oh, hey, Cam. They'll find somebody somewhere. Didn't we just have this argument about the Olympic team? They'll find somebody somewhere to catch the ball. Don't worry about it. You're panicking. You're panicking.
Fans, you guys hear this guy twisting stories.
You're panicking.
Twisting my stories around. I'm simply pointing out that if you have Ladd McConkey as the guy you're hearing all the buzz about in the preseason,
and there's still plenty of training camp left for somebody to break out and emerge. It always happens around this time. So hey,
you're absolutely right. But up until this point, I'm not sure who else you heard. What receiver have you heard about in Southern California that's been breaking out? Puka is on the show for a few weeks, and he plays in the team in the northern Los Angeles County. Cooper is on the mend. They all of a sudden Cooper is an old man now, so they need to ease him into training camp. But yeah, it's not neither one of those guys is Ladd McConkey, and you know that. And you know that. Well, you're talking all this crap. You went to UW. You saw Puka catch passes and break tackles and run down the sideline. Did you? How many times have you seen Ladd McConkey break a tackle? Exactly.
I don't know why you're putting the success or failure of Justin Herbert's year entirely in the hands of Ladd McConkey. That sounds a little crazy. But
I'm simply pointing out to you.
If that's your excuse and explanation for why you're jumping off the Justin Herbert bandwagon, then fine.
Nobody's jumping off the bandwagon, but you trade your long term, your all-star receiver, your Hall of Fame receiver. You trade him to Chicago. You trade him to Chicago. His partner.
Keenan Allen in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Keenan Allen's the Hall of Famer.
Oh boy.
Keenan Allen is not a Hall of Fame receiver. The only receiver I think he got 7 years to catch 7 years of consecutive 100 catch seasons. He's the only guy on that list, Cleveland. Keenan Allen is absolutely a Hall of Famer, and you're going to be saying that at the end of the season. You're going to be saying that at the And that's why you're propping up your boy Caleb Williams because of the receiving core that he has. Rome Ladunier is Rome, and that's what that makes that situation. So that makes that a situation. So that makes that situation for Rome.
I didn't say Hall of Fame receivers. I said weapons around him.
Well, Keenan Allen is a Hall of Famer, number one.
Okay.
Him being able to coach Rome up is gonna help Rome immensely. His ability to coach, Moore is there already. He doesn't have to coach him up, but his ability to coach Caleb into kind of where receivers like the ball, how they run their routes. His ability to kind of influence that offense is going to be tremendous. That I agree with you. That will give them a heads up. I don't think they're going to be better than the Chicago Bears. I mean, the Detroit Lions or the Green Bay Packers. That I don't agree with. But they will. He will have a smooth ascension into the NFL. I will grant you that because the other talent around him. Now you take Justin Herbert, or you take you take Keenan Allen away from Justin Herbert, and you replace him with Lamb McConkey.
He's just an average dude, apparently.
No, you replace him with Lamb McConkey, your production is not going to be the same, Cleveland. And shame on you for thinking otherwise.
All right, well, I guess we'll wait till next year. They're not going to make the playoffs this year already, according to you.
Yeah, I don't think I had them in the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't think I had them in the playoffs. I'm not confident in their run game. I'm not confident in their run game. I'm not confident in the receivers. Whether it brings some hard-hitting, hard-nosed football, that's yet to be seen. Heck, it was 13-3 against the Seattle Seahawks. That's all I have to say. Fans, well, I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Voice of the Fans podcast. Give yourselves a round of applause. We only got a couple more weeks of this, fans. So thank you guys for sticking with us. And then it's right into the NFL season. Let's give Cleveland a round of applause for sticking with us as well. Real quickly, Cleveland, you're not going to get the pick segments is coming up, man. And it's going to be real hard for you to dance around your weekly picks and predictions. And, when you're not willing to put anything on your Chicago Bears making the playoffs, the fans will see right through that, Cleveland. The fans see right through that. Oh, it's still early in the preseason. We got 3 weeks left to let things sit out. They know that's code word for chicken. They know that's code word for I'm scared. The fans understand that. So you gotta only a couple weeks, man, to toughen up and have more confidence in your picks because it'll be time to make your picks and predictions at that point. Fans, again, I want to thank you guys for making time for the Voice of the Fans podcast. So give yourself a round of applause for being here. Please catch our live show every Wednesday. We do a full episode for you guys every Wednesday night. Be ready, tune in to the live segment of the Voice of the Fans podcast where you get the full show, our numbers game, our This Week in History segment, and then a quote that we end the show with. We should have a special guest for you as well on Wednesday. Be real interesting to see how this goes, fans. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. And as always, thank you for making our voice your choice.